Hello everyone, I am back again. So I was meaning to make a video this Christmas, but I got sick and my voice did not work properly, but it's okay. And before that, life happened, so I didn't make any videos, even though I wanted to. So now I think, cross my fingers, that I will be able to put out a video every week. It's a very fun, creative project for me to make stories and whatnot. And this is gonna be a story, even though I'm just chatting a little bit before I start, because I'm doing some new things with this story that I haven't done before. So for example, one of the differences is you might hear some clicky noises. Not very many, but a few with my mouse, because I have my computer in front of me where I click around to help me navigate the story, so that yeah, it's like semi-scripted story this time. I feel like I sound more natural and just relaxing when I improvise, but I want to try to make some more sensical, well, maybe not sensical, but you know, my stories are pretty nonsensical in ways, but hopefully keep a story arc and stuff and some structure to it. But yeah, with no further ado, I hope I realize when I pick up and put down my water drinky thing, it might be loud. I'll have to fix that until next time. And also, I can never decide if I should whisper like this or like this. There's both negatives and positives with both of them. I really like this kind of whispering, but it's harder to pick up with the audio equipment and stuff. And also, I kind of hope to make voices, and making different voices is probably easier with this kind of whispering. Next time I will probably do another kind of whispering. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get to it. So, this is a story about Simona. She is in her little apartment in the big city. She has bits and bobs everywhere, crafts of different kinds. Some she has made herself, and some that are bought or given to her by friends. And her furniture is quite antique looking. Is one of those, she has those fun chairs with swirly, fancy and swirly woodwork. Very detailed and very nice. Right now, she's just sitting just in the peace before the storm. Her aunt is knocking on the door. She opens. Simona opens to let her in. And she says, "I am on my way. You don't have to pick me up. It's okay." But the aunt just walks in the door into her apartment. "Well, we know how that went last time. I'm just here to make sure everything's alright and going to plan." And she starts walking in and looking at some of the stuff while waiting for Simona to get ready. And Simona does not feel very comfortable, however, when her aunt is walking around, picking up her stuff and whatnot. She grabs the little decorated teapot that the aunt took up to look at, and she places it back in her pile of things. She says, "Don't touch that. I don't want you to touch my things. We've gone over this before." And the aunt says, "Well, you shouldn't have it in such an unorderly fashion. Someone might think it might not be important. A pile of trash." Simona says, "Well, it's not a pile of trash. In fact, I like to have things in a very particular way. And you put them back in the wrong place. I might have many things, but they all have a place." So, Simona starts to get ready puts on a nice shirt and some nice pants for the holiday festivities that she's supposed to go to. Grabbing all the presents and putting them in a pile, giving them to the aunt so that she can carry them out with her when they go. And Simona, while she's doing that, the aunt says, while opening a window, she says, you should let some air in here. And when she opens the window, a gust of wind flies into her apartment and picks up 1, 2, 3 things that are close to the window and brings them out with them. A doll, a crocheted doll, a drawing, and a paper craft, a little origami thing. And Simona says quietly, because this is ASMR, even though she is quite upset about having her things lost through the window. What are you doing? My things are valuable to me. Why did you have to open the window? Couldn't you see that there were things close by? The aunt says, well, you already have so many things, so what does 3 really matter? Do you even remember what they were? Simona can't really answer. She didn't get a good enough look at the things. So, but she knows they are important to her because every piece in here is important to her. But Simona goes out. She puts her coat on, leaves the holiday presents with her aunt, and tells her aunt to go on without her as Simona sets out on an adventure. She walks out the front door and her aunt is not happy about that. I promised the others would have you with me. You're not escaping now. Well, unless you want to stay and clean up the things that fell on the floor because of the wind, then you can go out. Then you can go to the party yourself. I can get there after I've gotten my things back. The aunt huffs and then walks out in another direction. And Simona walks down the stairs and out into the streets. She's feeling the cold air blowing up on her face, but she is well huddled up in a nice long scarf with very pleasant pastel colors, a rainbow of pastel colors, and her jacket is nice and red, and her hat has a lovely snowy pattern on it. It has a snowflake pattern, blue, a nice blue on white. And as she walks down the street, down under the window where her apartment is, she immediately sees her little doll. It's a crocheted doll as big as her hand, a little bigger. And it has a nice green jacket, some nice pale purple pants, a red beanie, and a light green scarf to go on top of that darker green jacket. And the face lacks many features, except for the eyes, which are also a nice green, and also they're made of buttons, nice green buttons sewn on. This doll when she picks it up, she feels very comfortable as a memory starts coming into her mind of how she got it, why she got it. quickly gets distracted as the little doll jerks its head up and stands up on her palm and starts speaking. It says, "Hello there, old chap. I am your friend. I can't believe I'm able to talk today. It's not very often I can do that. Never, in fact. It's a cold street. It's a good thing you found me, eh? Well, I'm happy to be here with you." And as Simona stands there, struck by shock, she quickly realizes that people on this noisy street will start to wonder what is going on if she's talking to a doll on the street side. So she walks in to an alleyway to hide away from excuse me, my body is making noises. My stomach and chest and whatnot. But back to it. She walks into an alley where she can talk to the doll in peace. And she says, "How are you alive?" And the doll says, "Well, you see, when a mom and a dad are very... wait, no, I only had a mother as a creator. Or, wait, but why am I alive? Actually, I'm not sure. Or maybe I am. Maybe I should know. Why do I not know? Maybe I do if I just sit and meditate." I already forgot what the doll sounded like. It was not like that. Oh, alright. I'll just sit here and meditate. Don't you think? She says, actually, I have to get the other stuff I lost too. Oh yeah, I saw them fly by. They flew way, way further away than what I did. I was so big and heavy. Oh, I should maybe lose some weight, don't you think? She says, "Oh no, you look very nice and fit. It's okay. The other things were made of paper. Of course they flew further. How far do you think?" "Well, past out the city, I think, so if we want to find them, we should go to the borders." But Simona says, "Well, I don't really have time for that. I need to get to the party, give the presents, get presents, and all that stuff. So, and talk to relatives and be stressful and I can't just go away and be mean. all of that other stuff that I want to do. Actually, I would much rather find my stuff. Well, the doll said. Let's go. Well, let's go. I'm trying to remember the voice again. Well, let's go to... Well, I think you should do what you want to do. There's no shame in doing something fun. They can entertain themselves, can't they? If you don't get anything out of it, why should they be the only ones that get something out of the festivities? I think go and find the other things, she says. I guess you're right. It was my aunt that made them all, that messed up all of this anyway. So, the others will probably blame me, but I think I feel justified to go and get my stuff back. So, that is what I'm going to do. And that is what she sets out to do. But some little prickly footsteps walks along the slightly snowy street with the little paws making little footprints. And the hats, or the rats, the rats have hats on them. They have little tiny hats, different kinds of hats, but mostly very casual kinds of hats. I'm trying to remember what those kinds of hats are called, with a brim in the front. Sunshade hats. And then, yeah, some of them wear those backwards because they're cool rats. Well, they're not so cool, and you will find out why. And some of them are wearing nice winter hats to keep their little heads warm, even though they have a nice warm fur. And as Simona sees this, she gets interested, obviously. She sets the doll down on the ground, and she sits down to see She sits down to see what the other rats have or what they are here to do. So many new magical things happening. But she made a mistake of setting down the doll because these rats did not have good intent. They snatched the doll from the ground and start running away. He says, "Hey, that's my friend." And the doll says, "Oh, geez, wow. Thank you so much for being my friend even though I can talk and be annoying." Simona says, "Oh, you're not annoying." But as she starts running after them, the rats, but the rats can sift through the garbage and the bins here in the alley much better than what Simona can. And then rats laugh. You'll never catch us. We are professionals at taking stuff from the ground and selling it for a very hefty price, as if they were new. But that's not just a thing. That's a person. It looks like a thing to us. I've never heard of an actual living doll. This is just some trick to make us not steal him. Wow. The doll as they run away with the doll, they hide in the big building. And as they hide in that building, she noticed that they stopped running away. She crouches down and looks in through the tiny hole that they went into. And she asks, "Can't we make a trade? I can give you something much better if you give me that doll back." And the rats say, "A deal? We might be able to strike a deal. Yes, what do you think, boys?" And the rat talks with the other rats. "Well, maybe we can do that. Yeah. Well, come with me and we can see." Simona says, "Come with me and I can show you the things I have." One of the rats come out. "Okay, I will come, but only one of us will come, and we'll keep the doll until we've seen your things," Simona says. "Okay, I see how you're playing this game. I see, but you made a huge mistake already." "What is that?" She picks the rat up and says, "Now I've got one of you. So, if you want to trade, we can trade your friend for my friend. Is that a deal?"
Yeah, he got me. He got me good,
the rat says. And the other rats laugh.
Paul, you think we would trade a precious treasure for Paul?
And the rat named Paul says,
"Well, what, guys? Come on, that's not fair. Why?
Simona sighs. Okay, well, I guess you don't want this crown back either. The doll, or the Paul, has taken the rat. Or Paul had a crown on him, a very fancy looking one. And the other rats say,
today was the day we let Paul have the hat, the crowny hat, the fancy crown. We should have never let him get it. He wouldn't stop complaining." "Okay, fine. If we get the crown back..."
And Paul says, "Hey, and me."
And me.
And they say,
"Yeah, and Paul."
And they come out with the doll. And Simona snatches it as soon as she can and leaves the rat. On the floor. Back it goes in to the little rat hole where Paul's quote-unquote friends are. But now and as he comes back in, they go,
Give me that crown."
and they take the crown from Paul, and then they chitter and chatter among themselves, talking about how they should have not been so fooled and whose fault it was.
"It's your fault. You were the one that were okay with the trade. You were the one that we should have just run further away. Shouldn't have listened." "But you were the one that thought that this doll wasn't worth that much, so we had to trade it. So you were the one that made me have the idea. But well, you were the..."
And so on and so on. And Simona walks away from the little rat hole. She says, which way were the items again? A little think it was this way. And Simona, well, let's go. Let's go then. And they start walking across the busy street with a lot of noise and a lot of footsteps and people being stressed, going from one place to another, needing to be somewhere. And Simona is trying to get through all of the crowds all the way to the edge of the city. And as she gets closer, it gets more and more calm. And she gets closer to the edge. Here there are big snowy hills that she has to climb up. And at the top of this snowy hill, you can start to see a forest. It's very nice and quiet, and the snow is glistening so nicely. And she sees an abandoned watchtower that looks over high.
From there, we can probably see the whole forest and see where the paper or the paper things went, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess so. I think we should go up there.
Or maybe we shouldn't, because it looks, maybe we shouldn't, because it looks...
I really want to remember what voice I had for that person, for the doll. Maybe the doll says, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should do something else. Maybe we should do something else. No, I don't think it was that. Maybe this doll is a doll of many voices. I probably shouldn't delay too much with that, because I have more voices that I want to make, and I'm not gonna remember them all. I'll just have to remember to say who is saying what. And the doll says, maybe we shouldn't go up there. Maybe we shouldn't go up there. It looks very scary and very abandoned, and maybe there are spiders and more rats and scary things, Simona says. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. I think you had a good idea. Let's go and find out what is inside. And this watchtower is a kind of building that has windows, and even though it's abandoned, it's in fairly good shape. But it is very dusty and it has cobwebs. to the top of the tower. It's not a super high tower, but it does give them a fair bit more of a viewing angle. On one side, the whole side is filled with windows. You can hear the wind blowing through some slight holes somewhere, and the wood is creaking underneath as they walk. And there's some interesting things here. There's a rough kind of sphere shape made of cogwheels in the middle, not seeming to have much of a purpose. And there's also a lot of other bits and bobs here and there, making Simona kind of feel at home in a way, because there's a lot of different things that have different characteristics. There's a bed and a mirror and a chair. Someone must have stayed here back in the day when on duty for watching over things in this tower. And there's some clothes, and there's a radio, and there's a shovel, and then some other stuff that she can't really make out what they are. Some different colored small marbles, and some sticks, weirdly shaped sticks, and a ladder, and as she looks around, she realizes what she came here for. But first, she picks up a stick. No. Well, she picks up a stick and looks at it, and one little marble, green little marble, and she puts it in her pocket, because it doesn't look like anyone is here, so, and has not been here for a long while, so stealing is probably not stealing. And she looks at this stick that has intricate patterns on it, kind of abstract, but also kind of look like kind of look like wind shapes, kind of, if that makes sense, but very abstract. And she remembers why she got up here, and she's holding this stick, and she walks over to the window. And she sees the frozen forest from above, and the leaves of the trees, they glitter so wonderfully. They glitter and glitter as they rustle in the wind. And you can see the whole forest from up here, surrounded by mountains on half of the sides and some open fields on the other side of the forest. But she also, very luckily, they see the sky, or not the sky, they see the piece of paper that had flew out of her window. And she's very excited. She turns around and she says, "Doll, we're actually going to find I think we're actually going to find the drawing I lost." And the little doll is sitting on the shoulder, and as she turns around, she sees an old man. He has a big beard that is split into two braids, and his hair is medium long and grey with slight blackness to some parts. And he says, "Oh, hello there, I'm Gregory the wizard. I noticed that someone was here." "Oh, yeah, sorry, says Simona. She says, "Sorry, I didn't mean to barge in. I thought this place was abandoned." And the old wizard says, "Yeah, well, it does look quite abandoned, doesn't it? With all the dust and whatnot, and the lack of people, and the abandonedness of it. Yeah, it does seem quite abandoned, so I don't blame you. But that's okay. I know why you're here, far adventurer of the land of the adventure, the Adventureland person, magnificent person with the things that are alive, like our doll. I know you." "You do? Well, I don't know your name, but I do know that yeah. Oh, the great one. She made your doll. Yeah, she made it come alive, and the other things come alive." "What, the other things too?" "Oh yeah, I can help you." "Who made them come alive?" "Well, there was this. She is you know what? Do you need that wand that you're holding there? I see you're holding a wand." "Oh, that is what that is? This is? What does it do?" "Well,
I think that is the one that can itch the back. No, wait, that's the back scratcher. This one has magic properties. I think it was something along the lines of, hmm, hmm. Well, I'm not sure. If you need help, I can give you this compass. It will show you where to go. Okay. It is a compass with a big hand that points. It's like kind of a tiny little hand that can walk on its own. And it's closed in this circular compass looking thing. And it's kind of lying non animated until he gives it to Simona and mutters some magic words. Humbla humbla gumbla humbla. And those words make it spring alive. This compass should point you in the right direction, as the little hand does walk up like thing in that series. Is a hand that walks with its fingers, and it walks over to one side of the compass. It's a very, very tiny hand, so the compass still fits nicely in Simona's hand and can nicely be put in a pocket. But the hand, it runs over to one side and then it lays down and points to be extra specific in which direction. And when she turns the compass, the hand stands up again and walks over to one side. Yes. She's like, wow, thank you. So you're a wizard too. Yeah, I told you I was. Oh yeah, sorry. It's just so much to take in today. Well, you better be off. Oh yeah. And also, he says, sorry, that was alarm. And also, he says, and also, take this shovel. You might never know what you find in that forest. It can be dangerous. And Simona says, okay, and takes the shovel that the wizard hands her, and they're off. And she walks down the mountain. And she comes up to the beginning of a forest. She sees a sign that says, stay on the road at all costs. I mean,
it says stay on the road at all costs. And then it says afterwards, it looks like it's added later with some other words someone has written. I mean it. It is dangerous with big capital letters and an exclamation mark. And there is a road that goes zigzag and swirling and even looping around on itself in a very tight loop around a tree. And it's a very jolly old road made of bricks, very white bricks, kind of like ice, but not as slippery as ice. And it's more grip, and it's not quite as cold, but otherwise it looks like a very shining ice road. And she walks further and further, twirling and twirling. The trees make beautiful noises. As the leaves rustle against each other, and some snow falls from the trees and glitters in the sunlight as the sun rays shine through the trees. And the sun is starting to set, so it's it's going towards that time where the light is getting more orange as they walk further and further. Starts out very bright and then goes more orange. And as they walk on the path, Simona gets more and more tired. She hasn't walked super far, but she says, "Oh, I am so done with walking for today. I've walked through a lot of the city, and now all this foresty walk. I think that I will just take a little rest." And she sits down. And the little doll says, "But you can't stop now. I'm sure we're almost there." The little compass. Well, the doll says, well, hello there, old chap. Hello there, old chap. I'm trying to remember what the doll sounds like. Hello there, old chap. How are you doing? And the doll says, well, isn't it? Well, we can't stop now. I'm sure we're almost there. I just hope that the painting is close to the road. Actually, where is the hand pointing? And it's actually pointing right next to them right now, or right next to the road, even though it seemed to follow the road just recently. And that is because the paper is right there, just a few meters off the road. And Simona says, oh, well, there it is. But I don't really... There it is. But I don't really know what to do at this point. The sign said not to go off those. The sign said not to go off the street or the path. And the little doll says, well, you know what? Well there, you know what? I can't tell you. Well there, you know what? We did walk off the street. Well, we might just walk off the street a little bit. Right? I'm sure it will be fine. But if something were to happen, I need to tell you that I do have a name. You know, you called me doll back there, but do you not remember my name? And Simona says, you didn't sound like that before. Yeah, well, I'm just came alive not too long ago, so I haven't really chosen the way I want to sound like yet. Okay, well, your name. Well, it is. It is Goo. I named you a silly name, I remember. Goo. Yes, that is my name. Thanks for remembering me. Yeah, no problem. You have always been there for me. So, at least I can give you that. Not like other people. And as she sit and talk about with her doll, Goo, also sometimes known as Goo Goo or Goog, but that's just one of the many aliases this doll will have during future journeys in the future, in the future of the future. Oh man, this video is getting long. I've never made such a long video. I guess maybe I should just make it long because I haven't uploaded in quite a while. I think I might split it into more parts because there's quite a bit more to the story. I planned in so much, but I think it's good that I didn't get through a lot because, well, it means I've been taking it slow. I always try to slow down my voice and take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. So I think I might end the video here. And if so, bye. Otherwise, I guess it will continue. But have a great night or day, or whenever you like to watch ASMR videos. story videos, relaxing videos, relaxing